Hello, welcome back once again. We've got ourselves another Unite replay. Thanks for checking in. Zach is back, as I like to say, because I am here after about a week of not uploading. I've been very busy lately. I really appreciate you guys still watching my videos, still liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. All the support is really appreciated. Anyway, I've got a great Darkrai game for us to look at, mainly because I trounced their mid. 10 KOs, 14 assists. 0 KOs, 1 assist. And really, the whole game was a stop. So it's just a fun game to watch for that reason, you know? But it's also good to highlight some of why I like Darkrai as a mid laner and why he's my favorite mid laner. What I would think on a lineup like this, looking at ours versus theirs, is both lineups have a lot of front and mid-range damage, and people that want to weave in and out, being the speedsters. In all, they play very similarly. It's just a matter of how we execute in the mid-game and late game, I think. As for Darkrai in particular, I like to clear jungle by starting out, using Hypnosis on this, walking, getting the boosted, and then going around. It's the most effective use of damage at that point in the game. And then after that, I like to run straight to the Excelgor and do that right away. Now, something really tragic happens. I miss input in a moment and fire my Hypnosis off in the wrong direction. Yeah, it would have killed that there, right? Now I'm stuck here hitting it just with my normal attacks, and because I didn't sidestep that in time, I get hit by that. It slows me down a lot. That is not ideal. So you definitely don't want that to happen. But in any case, I like to clear blue first, helps you clear the rest faster because you get lowered cooldowns, and then you get your other buff afterwards. Generally, in my opinion, with mid, I think the mid laner is entitled to his buffs in most cases, unless he's intentionally giving them to someone else. But Baltoys, I think, are anyone's fair game, so farming them at the beginning, of course, is necessary to get your 5, but after that, I don't consider it necessary. Now, in-game, actively at this point, I was saying to my teammates, I cleared my farm really slow, so I'm just going to see where the Absol goes and go there. So I go bottom, so we have our first mid matchup here. His gank did not go as well as my gank did. My teammates backed off, they managed to stay alive a little longer, more, sturdy than his were, and he backed off right away when I showed up, so I managed to KO everyone. So he saved himself, but he sacrificed his teammates. Something similar will happen again here, because we're still just continually zoning them out. Look, even if he escapes, he's still low HP. All I can do is get a berry and run back in and die with his supporter, you know? And then this guy tries to run in and be a hero and get the Umbreon is very low. But we just turn and get him because Umbreon has enough survivability to outlast that much. Now, looking at times, I want to make Regidrago. It's the most important thing on the map right now, in my opinion. So I'm just going to do my blue buff and then go straight there. But to explain my thinking, Regidrago gives you a very powerful buff that boosts your goal scoring speed to the person who last hits it. So only one person gets the buff. But it gives good XP, I think more than the other objectives on the map. I could be wrong about that, it might be the same. But if it's the same, then you get that much XP a minute sooner. That's still really good. In any case, yeah, here we're just picking him apart. Nasty Plot's really OP for this reason and sort of why I like Darkrai, probably my biggest reason about him. It gives you a lot of burst damage and mobility, and those are two things that I think speedsters really value. And having them both compressed onto one move slot that gives you a 2-charge move is really strong. It allows us to reposition a lot in teamfights like this. And yeah, when we don't want to go any further, we don't have to. We can just back off. This is this arena. Fight them instead. And by the way, this is my friend Lux Prima. She's getting into streaming soon, playing more Pokemon Unite, so I'll link her Twitch channel in the description below. Definitely check her out. But anyway, I just decided to go back and farm instead to get my ult, so I could pick up the most important person at the beginning of the next team fight, which I decided was the Lapras, because he's the anchor for their team fights. Now the Blissey's forced to tank for his team if they want to engage. And look, he's not very good at it, so his Venusaur has to help. But now Venusaur's dying too. This isn't very good. Yep. And just like that, we're able to outposition them. I'm able to steal his berry. Just a little bit of healing. And thankfully my teammates stood on the goal pad to help me score faster so we could knock that out before the Lapras contested us. This allows us the freedom to take care of him easily. And then I saw the Absol on our goal zone, and I thought to chase him. But then I turned around and started hitting this, knowing that he would invade my jungle. So do I want to chase after him and just go to his leftovers? Or do I want to do this instead, you know? Like, I could spend the whole game chasing him around, but I feel it's not valuable. I'd rather force him to come to me by pushing objectives. It allows me to do things like this, where I'm playing as 5 and his team is playing as 4 because he's down there. Like, yeah, you caught up on levels, you're 10 now, but look at what's happened to your team as a result. Yep. Sort of an unideal time for the ult. A lot of it was damage dodged. And then I just pick him up with boosted from Nasty Plot afterward. Here the others try to move in, but they're unable to. And since they're both marked, I can start hitting them. I have boosted as well from Nasty Plot. And as soon as things go bad, look at this. I have the ability to just keep moving and get out of there. A large part of that is the cooldown reduction build I run, which is Drive Lens and Shell Bell. Reason being, Drive Lens is really good scaling for Pokemon that like to get KOs in the mid-game. So Darkrai fits that bill perfectly. And it gives the cooldown reduction, which is really nice. And then Shell Bell, obviously CDR is really good on that as well. But in addition to that, you have the healing aspect, which is actually more substantial than you would think. And I say that to say, I've played games where I don't have it, and then games where I do have it. And my damage numbers are sometimes a little higher when I don't have it, because obviously there's better damage items you could run instead. But you heal enough that you actually live about 20% longer in some cases. Which I know sounds weird, but if you play these Pokemon right, you can reposition around in teamfights to get a lot of Shell Bells off. And it actually starts to matter a lot. Not to mention, after fights, it helps you avoid having to go home. You can just farm your jungle and naturally heal back up. Here, I don't mind playing aggressively because the enemy team can't really approach us. But when they don't approach, I decide I'm just going to keep playing for objectives, go to the top path, secure this as quickly as I can, farm anything I can in the meantime, make sure we get this objective, and just keep winning the game. The Absol's playing for like score and farm as well. Like, we're both doing the same thing, but the way I'm doing it is also playing for objectives. He's just forced to play this way because his team's never unified. This is part of why team play is a big deal in Pokemon Unite. And speedsters, I think, struggle a lot when they don't have good team play. This game sort of showcases that. Let's see. Again, I don't mind playing a little aggressively because Absol's nearby. Here, I wait to ambush because I don't want to score and risk dying. There's whole team looks like he's top, but I didn't see Absol for a long time. So by the time I saw him top, they were like basically already done doing it. So it's like, okay, well now I don't want to score because if one of them goes home, then they can jump on me. So it was one of those cases where I could have maybe scored with my teammates, but decided not to and play it safe, which, you know, is what it is. Doesn't really matter too much in the long run. I think we scored 30 less basically. They knocked out top, which they would have done anyway. Here I decide that I want to farm along the way, get my 13, and use one more good ult if I can, defend my gold pad, help my team out, get some more KOs, and keep scaling in levels. I try to ult the Absol, but he gets away, unfortunately. The ult on Darkrai is a little finicky. They have to be, like, in range, and they have to not be hindrance resistant or whatever. It's kind of annoying, honestly. It's one of those ults that is more finicky than you would think. The range on it is not as good as you would like to be. It is very powerful when it goes off, obviously, and spoiler alert, there's a very good Darkrai ult in the Groudon fight. I almost said Rayquaza fight. It's Groudon now. Groudon's coming up, and I'm so excited because Groudon's my other favorite change. I like Regidrago, and I like Groudon. In the meantime, though, we're just going to get our objectives because we're still winning. This is a play pattern I see a lot on the new map where once you get ahead, you can keep snowballing your lead. You just keep doing every single objective. And that's sort of what happened this game. It's like, we did everything, I'm getting all my farm, and I'm going to have 14, and look at the score. We're ahead in every single metric. They like have some levels in some of their Pokemon, but look, this guy's 10, he's 12, I'm going to be 14. Let's see. Does he ever get 13? I don't remember if he gets 13 before Groudon. Maybe he gets it during, we'll see. In any case, I was up one level on him the entire game. Again, showcasing how to play like the mid-advantage. You want to pressure your advantage, basically. You want to get objective after objective, because once they deal with the fallout of one objective loss, they can't deal with you getting another objective, so they have to deal with that one, you know? They're always on catch-up duty. We wiped them really quickly in that really clean team fight, and so I decided to just wait for the Darkrai to show himself, because he has to get this, so I wait for him to get to the edge of the pit, and ult him right away. Now my team can rip Groudon without me, and it doesn't matter if I die or not. Spoiler alerts, I don't die, and he was 12 still, so he sucks. But it doesn't matter because my team can get Groudon. And now we have the new Groudon buff. So what I've learned is you get the shield when you first get it, but it doesn't transfer when someone knocks you out. So that part's fine. That's whatever. I thought about that and commented on it in my video. My other video talking about the patch. The damage buff is very relevant because look, burst damage dealers are so powerful. I was like fighting 2 of them, and I still killed 1 of them. My Serena had to clean up on the back end, but my team's fine now, you know? They're able to win without me, and yeah, spoiler alert, teams has to drink through because we just defend, they don't score anymore, and they surrender. It's a really clean game from there, and I think it showcases how to play Darkrai really well, hopefully, and also how to play the mid-advantage well, and how to play the new map as well. It's a lot of fun things in this video. It's a really fun video to make. I hope you enjoyed watching it. In any case, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Follow me on Twitch. I may be streaming on the night that I upload this video, I may not. Undecided yet. But if you are watching this video on the night it's uploaded, then click that Twitch link and click follow. That way you know when I start streaming. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. Peace out.